Welcome back to the Dosage podcast. We are now on the year 2015 in gaming, which is our 130th episode. Woo!
Ooh.
You guys, your energy is just, I can't describe the amount of energy you guys have on a Tuesday night. Wow. Uncontainable.
I'm so tired.
Good Lord, guys. Welcome, Lana, back to the show. Welcome, Trevor, back to the show. Of course, Trevor, one half of the podcast, NOW, the Nerds of Wrestling. Catch them most Sundays to discuss everything in the world of wrestling. You're going to want to check out their next one. I was going to say, you guys are going to have some things to talk about on your next one. A lot of things happen. 100-bit donation from Thunderbird. Hip, hip.
The following has been paid for by the...
And there it is, the NOW alert. Yeah, big things happen in the world of wrestling. You want to check out their next one. They have so much excitement and things to share. I know Cody is on another level with everything happening. I fully assume that you're just as excited. But find out on their next episode in more detail about what we're talking about. There's at least, count them, 1, 2, 3 things to talk about, plus so much more. Anyways, 2015. Bay. 2015 in gaming. Let's talk about that. I'm 30 years old this particular year. Lana, you were also
30 years old.
Trevor, you are
35.
In the year 2015. Here are the things that are notable. Electronic Arts shut down the headquarters of Maxis in Emeryville, which has created franchises such as SimCity and Spore. Nintendo Co. announced their affiliation with Japanese mobile game developer DNA. D-E-N-A. Not us, by the way. We're not a mobile game developer. There's a notable E in there that differentiates us from them. Also, Nintendo Switch, a new console. So this is the early workings of what was going on with that particular project. Following the cancellation of Silent Hills, Konami delisted itself from the New York Stock Exchange. Iwata, the president and CEO of Nintendo, died at age 55. Very sad year. He has a book out. If you haven't read it, it is highly recommended. It might be on my Christmas list this year if anyone wants to donate that to DNA. But I do want to read that. It talks about, obviously, his life in the industry and Nintendo. I can only imagine it's a great read. Windows 10 was released. That's weird to think about, too. Windows 10, already 6 years old. And Windows 10, from my understanding, didn't have a great launch either. But I think with any migration to a new version of Windows, there's going to be some problems. Windows 10 is great now. Honestly, it's the preferred OS out of any that I remember.
11's in beta.
11 is in beta. What's the expected launch? 23?
I'm not sure.
I know a popular YouTuber that I watch had messed around with the beta of it. You know which YouTuber, Lana?
I don't remember his name, though.
Austin.
What?
Hey, guys.
Oh, Austin. Yeah, okay. Hey, guys, it's Austin.
Sony announced that Project Morpheus was renamed into PlayStation VR, and Kojima Productions was reestablished as an independent studio headed by Hideo Kojima, which, for those that don't know, PT, Silent Hills, Konami, and all of that shenanigans, there's a big backstory I'm not going to get into in that, led to Hideo going on to his own, and my God, am I so happy he's on his own doing things. And he's working on a new project right now, too. That is a genius. And I might be a fanboy. I don't know. Do you guys have a lot of honorary mentions for this year?
I only have 2.
I have 4. 5.
All right. Let's shake it up. Let's have this order this time. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I am actually going to start out by bringing back my dishonorable mentions.
Oh, we got return of a segment.
And that dishonorable mention is Halo 5 Guardians.
Oh, get out of here.
Fuck you, Halo 5, for having no split screen, no local play option. I will never play your game, and I will refuse to play it forever until you add those things into it. So that is my dishonorable mention for 2015, Halo 5 Guardians.
And ladies and gentlemen,
Suck
that
it. I hate
was
you.
the Suck It moment of the night, brought to you by Lana, endorsed by Trevor, who also hates all things Halo.
Hey, I don't hate Halo. It's just not my game. I want a good game for you guys. I'm not hating like, I hope it fails. No, I want it to be good for you guys that like to play it. Not my thing.
Coming soon, Trevor actually plays Halo secretly.
I have played Halo before, but played the early ones.
The truth is out there.
I mean, yeah, I tried it, and that's when I decided it wasn't for me, so.
Wasn't for me.
Hey, it's fine. It's fair.
So my actual honorable mentions are Super Mario Maker. The game is not necessarily my jam to play, but it is fun to watch, and I've done a lot of watching because Travis plays it a lot. I also really enjoy watching the Angry Video Game Nerd play the levels that his daughter has made, and he swears a lot, and it makes me laugh. Guitar Hero Live. The new guitar was too tough for me to play. I did not understand how it worked, and I hated it. I thought GHTV mode was a kind of a fun idea, but that's now shut down, and you used to have 484 playable songs, and now you only have 42 if you play that game, so that kind of blows.
Yikes.
Fallout Shelter, which was a phone game, kind of like a builder type game, which I don't know why, but I had a lot of fun with. And then Rocket League. The game is fun. I am terrible at it, but it is fun to play. I just haven't played it a ton, so it gets an honorable mention. And that is it for me.
All right. Trevor, you want me to go, or you save you for the last?
I can go, and then you can do the last one.
All right. What you got?
I only have two. I have Trove, which is just a free little MMO, and then Angry Birds 2. Just fun little mobile game to play. I didn't play a ton, so that's why it's just a honorable mention, but it was fun,
Makes sense. You'll come as no surprise finding out that I have a lengthy list. Again, I apologize in advance, but I will go through this quickly as I can. Resident Evil HD Remaster, no-brainer. I love it. Resident Evil, getting an HD remaster of the first game, awesome. Thank you. Saints Row 4, re-elected. It's a Saints Row game, but in all honesty, I played it because of the desire of Saints Row being a series that I enjoy. This one was not great. The story was kind of stupid. The gameplay was kind of dumb. But it's an honorary mention because I did play through it, and I spent a significant amount of time trying to convince myself it was a good game when it wasn't. So shout out, yay! Dying Light. I'm excited for the sequel that we're finally getting later this year for this one. And I definitely want to go back and play the first one again to re-experience and get myself ready for the sequel. Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask 3D, 3DS port. They cleaned it up a little bit, looks and plays a little bit better on the 3DS. And it was near the end of 3D games on the 3DS because Nintendo lost their lawsuit with the creation of the 3D used systems, which is why they became the 2DS. And they stopped making 3D games. Womp womp. Mario Party 10. It's a Mario Party game. The only new thing on this was, I believe, the Bowser mode. What was that called, Lana?
Yeah, Bowser Party.
Bowser Party. Which, it was fun. It's fine. Honorary mention. Borderlands, the Handsome Collection, which featured the second game and the pre-sequel, I believe. I don't think it came with the first one. Fallout Shelter, which, as you mentioned, fun mobile game. Sunk more hours than I probably should have, but I loved the world of Fallout, so I was all about this game as well at the time. Gears of War Ultimate Edition. It's really not that clunky. Just gotta put that out there. So if you're listening, it's really not that clunky. You need to play it again and shut up. Love Gears of War. I don't care. This one is almost 9 years after the original game was released that they cleaned it up, basically making it a remaster. They just called it Ultimate Edition. Looks, plays fantastic, and it's not that clunky. Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain. Really fun game. The first one to not really have Hideo Kojima involved at all. And it was noticed. Well, I believe he had some insight in the early goings of this, I believe. There's a gray area. That's another episode. Continuing on. Rock Band 4 is another Rock Band game. A lot of fun, though. Prison Architect. If you don't have this one in your honorable mentions or a list, Lana, I'm concerned about you.
Which game is it?
Prison Architect.
Oh. You cut out. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Prison Architect. Do you have that one on your list?
I guess we will find out.
Okay, we will find out. So, it's a good game. She'll possibly dive more into it. Yoshi's Woolly World, Guitar Hero Live, which she mentioned. I wish they really would have allowed those songs to be downloaded after that service, Guitar Hero TV, went down. Because there's just not much content to go back to play that game anymore. And yes, I agree, the guitar controller didn't need to be reinvented when it worked. I get the attempt, but man, it was not easy. Assassin's Creed Syndicate, WWE 2K16, Just Cause 3, and Splatoon. Splatoon's a lot of fun. I don't know if you've heard or played those games, but they're a lot of fun. Atticus really loves Splatoon 2.
Mm-hmm.
But that's my honorary mentions. I told you there's a lot of games. I'm sorry. Lana? Who are you? Kick us off,
I don't
lady. Know. Lady, do your thing. Number 10.
All right. My number 10 is Mario Party 10, because I had to. But, I mean, like you said before, it's a Mario Party game. Winning is still random and completely arbitrary.
Stupid.
But the Bowser Party was a fun addition to it, and I just love me a Mario Party game. So there you go.
Mine is also Mario Party 10.
What is going on with you two? Did you guys sync up beforehand?
Forever. We're like Biffies.
It's just fun to make your friends hate you. You can be completely in behind and still win the game.
Bullshit.
Yes, you definitely can. Which makes Travis so
mad. It
does.
What's the point of being good at something? Stupid.
I mean, it sounds like you're not that good if you lose a lot.
If you're not winning, you're losing.
My number 10 is Until Dawn.
That one should have actually been on my honorable mention. I just forgot to put it there.
It's a good game.
Yes, it is. I just didn't play it a lot. That's the only reason it would only be an honorable mention instead of in the top 10.
I
did see the whole thing
once, and it made my top 10. It was that good.
I didn't play all the way through. Was the problem. So I seen it played all the way through with everybody saved. So
yeah, I didn't do that. I had a few people not make it, and then when I thought I was at the end of the game, there's a last moment where someone can die, and of course they did. And I got super pissed off because I had made it so far with so many characters that someone died at the end. I was not happy. But because of that, since it got such emotion out of me, I'm like, this is a good game. Even though I'm pissed off right now, this is a good game.
There was another game kind of like that I played recently. Not recently. It was at least a year ago where there was multiplayer. And you could make decisions, and those decisions affected who lived and died and stuff. I don't remember what it was called, though. I think it was actually by the same people, though.
Oh.
You were on a boat.
Yeah, Man of Medan.
Yeah, that. Was that by the same people?
I don't know. I think it is. I don't want to say yes for certain. But that is a franchise of games. They have a bunch, and there's more coming out, too. Those are underrated.
Yeah, I've only played the one.
You remember that, Lana? The warboat that we had started? She fall asleep?
Warboat. Oh, I do not.
The choose your own
Those
adventure
boat of,
stuff?
like, dead people.
You had watched me play it.
No. I do not remember this.
Well, when we played it, you were there. Because you asked me who the actors were. Because they were recognizable people. I don't know. But yes, Until Dawn, choose your own adventure. It's basically the best way to describe it. Fantastic horror game. A lot of jump scares. A lot of cool moments. Cool atmosphere. Another one I recommend if you haven't played it. Number 10. Lana.
Is it my turn?
Are you still with us?
I got all screwed up.
Lana, are you still with us?
The timing. Okay. Number 9 is Just Cause 3. I feel like I just talked about Just Cause 2 on one of the lists recently, but
We're losing
excuse me.
We're losing her.
I don't know why I love this game. They're just running around blowing things up, but they are a blast and I love them. So yeah.
It's fair.
Just Cause 3.
My number 9 is Resident Evil Remastered. I love the original game. Controllers were bad, but
yeah, tank controls, no bueno.
This was the game that made me want a PlayStation, the original PlayStation. And I had a guy I worked with and went to school with, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm selling my PlayStation." And I'm like, do you have this game? And he was like, "Yeah." So I bought the PlayStation, 3 controllers, 2 memory cards, and over 50 games for $200.
Damn.
Yeah, I took all the games I wanted, and then I took the rest of it was Funkoland at the time, I think, and got over $200 worth of credit.
It's basically free then.
Yeah, and bought some other games that I wanted. But yeah, I loved Resident Evil. I still love Resident Evil. I've played it not too long ago on my PlayStation 4, and yeah, it's just a great game, except for the goddamn hunters that can kill you with one hit.
Yeah.
I always hate one-hit mechanics.
Yeah, it's cheap because you learn by dying and then you're having to redo things.
Yeah, and if you don't save in that game often, where the hell am I?
The typewriter. Make friends with the typewriter.
Like, where am I? Oh, I'm way back there, huh? All that stuff. Oh, yeah, I'm done for the now. I'm done for today.
That's me. Yep. If I've made progress and I got to start over, nope. I'm done. Not tonight. Moving on.
Plus, your whole gotta conserve ammo in that game. Learn to be friends with the knife.
Yeah, that's one thing that's been lost in the sequels over the years.
Yeah, because if you just wasted ammo, you're screwed later on.
That was one of the critical feedbacks of Village that people had. It felt like a shooter to a lot of people, just because the supplies were so easily obtainable. Which they're not wrong, but like, it's my favorite game this year so far, so I'm not going to say anything bad about it.
Did you just give a spoiler for the year 2021 list?
I might have. We only got 3 people. 3 people listening right now, so nobody knows. No, me and then you, Lana. Stop trying to. This isn't Uno. You can't skip me. My number 9 is The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. This was one that actually was not sold like a copy, but like pitched to me by our friend Alex, because he had this on his PlayStation 4, and I went over to his place and watched him play some of this, and the thing that really appealed, this is weird, but the thing that appealed to me was the trees and the plants, how they reacted to the wind mechanics in the game. I thought that was so innovative because it felt like a living world that you were in. Is that weird? I don't know. I feel like that's a weird thing, but it's little things like that. Sometimes they're such standouts, especially when those are like the technical advances in games. It just felt like a living world, and The Witcher is a rare thing because you said I don't like fantasy stuff, Lana. This one appealed to me for whatever reason. It was a fun game.
Kevin always gets
We all have our glitches
in games. Look how real the water is. I'm like, dude, you have an obsession with water, but that's something that makes you enjoy the game, you know?
Yeah, I thought it was cool, like the sound of the wind and then the trees moving, and I was like, oh, look at that. This is neat. And I mean, it still gets me today with God, what is the samurai game that came out recently? You've spoken so highly
Ghost
of
of
this.
Tsushima?
Which one?
Ghost of Tsushima?
Yes, that one. The world?
Yeah, I'm getting the upgrade for that.
Are you?
I just haven't got it yet. I cannot. Well, there's an expansion for it too, so it's not just an upgrade. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't get it because it already loaded like super fast. But yes, it's $20 for just the upgrade, and there's an expansion. But I'm gonna play the whole game again because I loved it.
Yeah,
and I was amazed by the load times on it.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Also killed Avengers for me though, because I went from Ghost of Tsushima to Avengers, and the load time on Avengers was just like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Avengers, their load time is rough. I'm on the same fence though with like you are with Ghosts of the upgrade for Death Stranding, because they're doing a director's cut with new content. You could get the full game for PS5 for $50, but I think there's a digital upgrade or something for like $10. And I'm just like,
Did you buy Ghost?
I did,
digitally
yes.
Or physically?
I have a physical copy.
Okay, you can still do the digital upgrade, but you have to have the disc at all times. Even like you have to put it in to play it,
which is fine.
Yeah, I would just so you couldn't like buy the $20 upgrade and then just loan it to your friend and they buy the $20 upgrade.
Oh, I don't loan things because then I don't see them again. So
yeah, I was just saying that. That's the reason I understand that, but I buy mine all digitally anyway, so I can't loan it to anybody.
I'm getting more comfortable with digital stuff. Back when DNA started as a channel, I was not supporting digital anything.
Like I said, it makes sense for me and Kevin because then we only have to buy one copy.
Right, in that regard, it's smart. That's why I've started considering it, because we have an Xbox upstairs and then we have one downstairs. And then we could both play the game with just one copy instead of buy 2 copies of the game.
Don't get me wrong, Batman. I didn't love the game, but I liked the Avengers game. It's just the load times were just so bad. And like I said, coming from Ghost, which had almost no load times and better graphics, to the Avengers, it's just one of the things that hurt it for me. I completed the original story. I just haven't gone back to it.
Yeah, I've completed the story as well. I haven't done a lot of the other online stuff and the other extra missions for leveling up the characters because it becomes a grind, to be honest, after the story's done. Lana, what are we at? Number 9?
8.
Number 8 for
I think
Lana
so.
now. Yep, I did my number 9. We're at 8 now for Lana.
My number 8 is Fallout 4. I never really got into the Fallout games that much, but I did play this one for a little bit, and I enjoyed what I did play. For some reason, even though it's, something similar-ish to Mass Effect and all of these other games, I just never really got into this whole post-apocalyptic thing. I don't know. But this one was fun. And I did spend a hell of a lot of time watching Travis play it. So
A little bit here and there.
it was important to watch. But yeah.
Never played Fallout.
What? Oh my god.
That's another one you gotta sell me on, huh?
Okay, go on. Who is it? Me? You?
No,
Who is it?
me. For number 8 is God of War 3 Remastered. I love this. This was my favorite God of War game until the newest one. Just getting to kill the gods, and then once you kill one, it just totally screws the whole world over. And I just thought that was hilarious every time I did it. And the brutal way you killed the gods I loved it. Like cutting off Hermes' legs.
The world design for this one was really neat too, because didn't you like it was like almost seamless. There was like no loads between the platforms. Who's the Earth God? What the fuck is her name?
Hera?
No.
Oh no, you mean the Titan.
Yeah. Because you're climbing on her and like the world shifts.
Gaia.
Yes. Gaia. Thank you. I thought that was really neat.
The opening sequence was just great, and then when you kill the water god, I can't think of his name now, but
Aquaman.
Yeah, Aquaman. Killing him, and then that just set the whole tone for it.
Lana wouldn't kill him. She'd just go up to him and rip his shirt off. Are you still with us, Lana? What are you doing?
I am still here.
She's thinking about Aquaman now.
She was. She was super quiet about that.
Poseidon.
I'm sorry.
But that Zeus fight at the end, that had me cussing, because you have to sit through his little speech each time he died, and believe me, I died.
Yeah.
But yeah, the only bad side of this was Kratos had some clown shoes when you were jumping. But that was the whole Greek thing. He was awful at jumping. Like, if you didn't time it right, even if he timed it right, it just seemed like he would just be like, and stumble.
There was a sequence that I wanted to, when I played this for the first time on the PS3, there was a sequence that I wanted to break my goddamn controller in half. You had to platform and jump up at a certain point and catch the birds. Do you know what I'm talking about? There's a sequence to go across, and you have to grab onto multiple birds in a row to get to the next platform. Yeah. Kratos kept missing the damn bird over and over and over again. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? I went on YouTube and everything to look at this. I'm like, I'm doing that. I'm literally jumping off this platform to the bird, and it's not clinging onto him. I was like, I'm done. I'm done. I beat the game, though. I got through it.
Yeah, this was a really good game, and I loved all the changes and upgrades from like the other two, and the fact that you didn't have to walk on little balance beams in the first one. That was awful in the first one, but I still love the game.
Yeah, they're fun games. They're all like less than 8 hours long. They're short. They're monotonous, but like they're fun games. Yeah,
I went through and beat all of them, even the handheld ones, because I got the free month or free week of PlayStation Now or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember, it was a month or a week, but yeah, I beat them all right before the new one, the 2018 one, come out, because then it was like, oh, these are going to be connected, and I want to know the whole story. And then
what was it, Ghost of Sparta and Chains of Olympus?
Yeah.
Those were free games on PS Plus at one point, both of them.
Yeah, I have that now. I don't think I had it at the time. But
okay.
And I wanted to play the original 3 also, and they were all on PS Now at the time. I don't know if they still are, because I don't have that.
I don't know. I don't support that service.
It is very, very bad compared to the Microsoft one.
Yeah, Game Pass. Game Pass is far superior in that regard.
I know I'm a PlayStation fanboy, but that Microsoft kills them at that.
Oh, they did.
Easily. Not even close.
Yeah. And their acquisition of Bethesda now, too. Oof. That's huge, man. Huge. 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 Number 8 for me is Batman Arkham Knight. A lot of people didn't like this one. A lot of people crapped on the Batmobile mechanics. I'll be honest, I had fun with it. I thought it was a fantastic game. The characters in it were great. The world and the environments.
I'm surprised it's so low on yours.
You'll understand why as we go on with this list. But I really enjoyed it. Again, Batman's my favorite comic book character, and I had a lot of fun with it. Very minimal complaints, other than I liked City as far as the map design better than Arkham Knight's map. I guess that would be my takeaway as far as a complaint. Lana, what you got for 7?
Number 7 is Prison Architect.
Oh, there it is.
There it is. This was like a SimCity type game, but you built a prison. You were the CEO of the prison, and you could go and do the campaigns where you had to hit some set objectives, or you could just build a sandbox prison and run it however you wanted to. It was one of those addicting games that I love these games. Roller Coaster Tycoon, Zoo Tycoon. You know, apparently I just want to be a CEO of something, whether it's a prison or not. But it was very, very fun to play.
Well, you're the household tycoon.
Yes, sir. I certainly am.
She's not even arguing that. She's just like, yes, facts.
She knows. She knows.
Travis facts on Tuesday.
It's true. Trevor, what you got for 7?
My number 7 is Super Mario Maker. It's just fun to make worlds, try to beat them, and then if you realize you've made an unbeatable thing and you have to go back and fix stuff. And you can download so many. It's like an unlimited game basically, because you can just keep downloading other people's stuff, and yeah, it's just a lot of replay value there and hours of fun.
It really
you don't
is.
have to make it a drinking game, but
we did.
Some people have.
We did. Yeah, that was an interesting night. We didn't do very well. I mean, I guess we did really well if you counted the fact that we drank a lot in a little amount of time. Important note, too, the server is shut down for the first game, so you can't download anymore.
Yeah, I don't have the original game anymore. I don't remember what I had it on, but yeah, I have 2.
Yeah, still server support for the second one.
Yeah.
But not the first one. My number 7 is Rocket League. This was one of Sony's smart choices by making this a PlayStation Plus title at launch for this game. Because I think it would have gotten its support base over time, possibly, but you can attribute a lot of the success it had out the gate by making it a PlayStation Plus title, and of course it being a solid game as well. Still to this day, this is a heavily supported game and a heavily active game and a very competitive community game. We have played this on stream. It is infamous for our goal alert from Cody. So you could say it's a vital game for the channel now as far as a memorable game or memorable content that we've put out.
Wasn't it one of the first cross-platform games too?
I believe you're right. Yes, it is one of the first games to be cross-platform, which is.
I actually re-downloaded this today.
Did you really?
Yeah. Well, another streamer wanted some people to play with him, so I have not played it. But I might be playing that later.
Yeah, because I know.
Maybe.
I know we play. I know MX streams it. Trying to think of who else that we know in the community that does it. Are you referring to him or somebody else completely different?
No, you don't know them at all.
Oh, I see how it is. He's too cool for us, or they're too cool.
I mean, I'll play with you guys sometime. You guys usually had a full group, so I'm just like, you guys.
Whoa,
I know.
Whoa,
you
Trevor.
ain't gonna offend me. You ain't gonna offend me. So.
Whoa. It's on. It's on. Wolfpack versus Black and White. It's on. See? I knew we couldn't do this for 2 episodes and get along. Look at us now. Enemies for life. Oh, he said it too sweet for life.
The next time you guys play, if you got an open spot, I mean, I'm shit at the game. I absolutely shit. Like, I was doing the practice earlier, and I was like, this is awful. Well, I'm awful. The game isn't awful. I like the game, but I'm just not good at it.
Yeah, I'm not great either. I did get some of the DLC. I got the Batmobile. I got the Jeep from Jurassic Park. I think I got the DeLorean. I can't remember if I got that. But they were all like 99 cents. And I had credit on Switch from buying games because you get those coins every time you buy a game. You redeem with your Nintendo account. So I used all my coins that I had at that time to get the downloads. I wish that stuff was cross-platform.
I downloaded it on the PS5 today. I mean, I don't know if it carried anything over from the PS4, but the only thing I had like Sweet Tooth was like the only.
Oh, that's cool.
Skin.
Sweet Tooth. That's cool. But yeah, Rocket League, it's a great experience. It's got a pretty decent soundtrack. The kids say it slaps. I think that's the word they use. Is that still a thing, Lana? You're a TikToker. Do they say slaps?
No, I don't think they say slaps anymore.
Well, MX doesn't, but I don't know if he's really cool or hip.
He says it. I don't know. I try to follow his slang. Yins? Isn't that a thing that's said too? Yins?
I think that's a Pittsburgh thing.
Yeah, thing. Yeah, that's not a generational thing.
Or as Cody calls it, Schittsburg, you know?
Schittsburg.
Or Britsburg.
Britsburg. Yeah. I don't know.
They apparently have a lot of nicknames.
The Steel City? I mean, I don't know. I'm old. I don't follow that stuff anymore. I don't care about trends. I have the same hat from 2007, so like I'm not trying to stay up to.
No, Will or MX said something the other day, and I was like, I don't know what the hell that means, so I'm not going to agree to it.
Right. We're a little bit older than you. We don't know. Good times. What are we on? 7. Lana, is that 6 for you then?
My number 6 is Yoshi's Woolly World. This, again, I love Yoshi. I said it on the last episode about the Yoshi's New World. Everything here is made out of yarn, and instead of throwing eggs, you throw balls of yarn, and it's just super cute. Everything is made of yarn. It's very crap.
Yoshi's a fantastic series of games. Like, I don't think they've put out a bad one. I guess that's a bold statement to make. I'm sure they have, but I can't remember a bad one.
I've had fun with all of them. Oh, excuse me.
We're just boring, Lana. Batman says
that boring me out.
He's a dirty bird. Is that another slang thing for Pittsburgh? Dirty bird? I don't know.
I think that's the Steelers.
Is that a Steelers thing?
No, that's Falcons. No, that's the Falcons.
Which is in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Geography. Confusion. 6, what do you got?
My number 6 is Mega Man Legacy Collection.
Ooh.
I love the Mega Man games. I love the whole... I got both Legacy collections. I've got, X collections. I have the first one, this one also, the Mega Man Legacy Collection, but I have a Mega Man Legacy Collection X 1 and 2.
Now, Legacy is 1 through 6, right?
Yes. It's the first 6 games. And these games were very hard, like, back then. You know, the bosses were easy if you knew the patterns, like which weapon, after you got the first one, if you knew who to go to next, but the worlds were what you had to fight to get through. Airman, his world was a pain in the ass. They always had one that was really just a pain in the ass to get through, but they were so much fun. And then they had the code, so you could always have those guys beat. But the codes were always like a major grid system. You had to like make a grid and write down where the dots were. So
it's so stupid. Why would you do that? Just
like, give us a number. Give us some words.
The password system is as hard as the game is.
Yeah. But I always really enjoyed the Mega Man series. The first one I ever played was Mega Man 2, actually, because the first one was hard to find. I remember seeing like a copy of it like at you remember Gibraltar Trade Center? Or you didn't live out this way, no?
I was just saying, no. We've been here since 2010.
Yeah, I think it was gone by then. Well, it was just a big flea market, but they had video game stores in there, and there was not stores but stalls, and they had a copy of Mega Man 1, but it was like $100 and some.
Lord. The artwork on those original ones were terrible, too. You had a guy with a gun instead of the blaster.
Yeah, but
he doesn't have a gun. Yeah, those are great games. The Legacy Collection also introduced an easy mode that you can turn on to give you, when you got hit, less health points taken away. So it made the game a little bit easier. The platforming, honestly, and the unforgiving spawning of where the enemies are, because on the primitive hardware, if you tried to move a certain spot and then go back, the enemy would respawn even though you had just killed them. So they just keep respawning from that same spot.
That was a lot of those old Nintendo games.
Ninja Gaiden.
Ninja Gaiden, yeah.
It was the same way. It was... Whew.
You could easily get killed because of it. Your screen went back just a hair, and you tried to jump over to the platform to the guy you just killed. You land on him and get knocked backwards. Yeah, it was awful. Many nights of frustration and just like questioning your sanity that you're just a terrible video gamer. But let me tell you though, one of the best soundtracks of all games is Mega Man 2. The intro. Yeah, and then the fact that you had to beat all the bosses again at the end of the game.
The boss rush.
Yeah.
So good.
I mean, if you remembered the pattern, you were cool, but if you're not, you're like, well, this sucks.
Damn you, Dr. Wily.
We didn't have the internet to look it up back then.
Nope. Just Nintendo Power. That's right.
Yep.
I got that magazine. I'm cool.
I got it sometimes, but then other times I just go to the library and check it out. So like a month or two after it had already been out.
Yeah. Those are good magazines. What are we on? 6?
Yep.
All right. My number 6 is Rare Replay. This is a collection of rare games throughout their legacy. The ones that they could re-release and get the rights for, such as like Perfect Dark, Battletoads, Banjo-Kazooie, so many others too. Those are just some of the notable ones. Viva Pinata was in this collection. I'm trying to remember. There was like 30 games in this thing. The notable missing entry, though, was GoldenEye, which is unfortunate because that would have been just a phenomenal centerpiece to that collection. But Rare Replay, honestly, it's such a fun collection of games and such a great value, too. I think it was only like $20 or something when I had bought it. And it's a fantastic bundle. It's now available on Game Pass, of course, but at the time it was not. That's my number 6. Lana, what you got for 5?
Number 5 is Rock Band 4.
Wow, really?
Is that good or bad? I don't know. I guess so.
I mean, it's just high up on the list. It's surprising.
We had fun with this game. We still, every once in a while, will have fun with this game. There was a 3-year hiatus prior to this with no game and nothing new. And it has backwards compatibility, so you can download music from the previous games. There were only 65 songs on the disc, but at launch there was like 1,500 songs available for you to play, which was fun. I don't know. We had fun with this game, I thought.
Are you reading notes?
Yes. Why?
Are you scrolling through your phone?
I mean, I have my notes on a Word document on my phone. Why?
Because I hear like the sound like your finger makes when you're like brushing up on the surface, like the microphone is picking that up. I just wanted to point that out so no one thinks that you're tooting.
Oh, I mean, I'm also petting the cat, and she's purring really loudly next to the microphone, so it could be that. I don't know.
The story becomes clearer.
Yeah, but no, I thought we had a lot of fun with this game. I mean, we bought songs like a couple of months ago for it, actually.
We did, yeah. For me, it just didn't reinvent the wheel, so I didn't throw it on the, Anyway.
My turn?
Yep.
My number 5 is Mortal Kombat X.
Mortal Kombat.
I always enjoyed Mortal Kombat games. I'm not great at fighting games. I don't have the patience to sit there and learn every little frame like you need to be really good at these, and all the different block techniques and stuff or whatever. I don't even know the terminology. The thing I have a friend that is really into the fighting games. He does competitions, and he's always making comments on like the terminologies that you use, and I'm like, good for you. I don't know what that means, but good for you. But yeah, Mortal Kombat has been one of my favorite fighting games for a long time, and this was a very good version of it, or whatever you want to call each new game
The
in the series.
I think this one was a PlayStation Plus game as well, because I have it digitally.
I bought it.
Oh, did you? Okay, because I have it digitally, and not to say I wouldn't have bought this one, but I have it in my collection and I don't remember how. And I didn't buy it, so it had to have been PlayStation Plus, because I do like the Mortal Kombat games. More of my memories, though, are from the first three as opposed to the continued sequels. And then, speaking of friends that are in the circuit of things, we had, I'm trying to remember what episode, but it was early on in the weekly dosage. We had Brandon on. He does fighting tournaments. He does Street Fighter. I'm trying to remember what else he does, but he's really good at fighting games too.
Yeah. And they've added a lot of characters, and a lot of the big time like horror guys, Jason Voorhees, Predator, Leatherface.
And see, like, that's cool, but like it's so weird too to introduce.
It is weird. I mean, they added like Arnold Schwarzenegger too.
And see, that's
Terminator. Yeah.
It's weird. It's like when they introduced Solid Snake from Metal Gear into Smash Bros. I was like, this is what? But now with the cast that they have in those games, like, it's fine. But at the time, it seems so weird. What do we got? 5?
Yes.
Yep.
Lana, are you okay? I'm like, damn. Number 5. Cities Skylines. If you know anything about me and my interests, which I say quite a bit because I share quite a bit, excuse me, simulation games are my fancy. I really enjoyed and still enjoy City Skylines. It's a fantastic city builder, city management game. It's slightly different than a SimCity game, but they improve the mechanics and systems in a lot of ways, and I feel like I have better management skills on this over SimCity. And it wasn't always a great game. It had, from my understanding, a rocky start, but it improved over the years. And it's a solid experience now. That's my number 5.
All right, my number 4 is Assassin's Creed Syndicate. This was based in Victorian London, which was pretty fun to run around in, and it introduced the first playable female protagonist named Evie. You could choose which one you wanted to play as your main. You went back and forth. You played both throughout the game, but you could choose which one was your main outside of the times that you had to play one or the other for the story, which was nice. As a female who'd been playing this game for a long time, it was nice to finally be able to play someone who was my gender.
It only took, 7 games?
I think there's more, but yeah. And I'd also, at this point, I'd been to London. So it was another game that was fun to kind of like run around in and see where some of the stuff is versus what it looks like now.
What you got, Trevor, for your number 4?
My number 4 is Rocket League.
Oh.
Like, I wouldn't have bought this game, so like you said, PlayStation giving it away was a good thing for it. Just because I was like, oh, it's soccer, I don't really care about that, or football, to the rest of the world, But yeah, it's really fun. I'm bad at it, but it's just fun to get on there and try to do stuff and then fail at it, but still fun to go around and play.
I was going to say, yeah, it's still a fun game, win or lose. Like it's easy to learn, difficult to perfect.
Yeah, I've seen some like streamers play professionally, or as close as professional as he can be, and I'm like, I don't ever want to face them because it'll just be mercy rule. Like, how the hell are they doing that? I'm like, I'm lucky if I can get the car to go straight.
Do you have the camera fixated on the ball, or do you have it just open camera?
I just have an open camera. I need to be able to turn the camera so I can see where I'm going. So I.
Gotcha. I play with it fixated on the ball. I don't know if there's a benefit to either or, but it's just how I've learned to play it.
Whatever works for you.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's why they give you the option. So, my number 4 is Lego Jurassic World, because yes and yes, the questions are Lego and Jurassic World. That's really it. It's through the first 4 films, and the sound bites and the changes to make it kid friendly to a lot of the more graphic or scary, if you will, sequences is quite amusing. And then they utilize dialogue, voice acting, cut from the film itself. And of course, that soundtrack slaps. No. Okay, no,
Oh my god.
No. Okay, no. I take that back. But the soundtrack's
I was trying to be hip.
I didn't see. That's what I get. Trying to be hip. I'm going to break a hip. Moving on. That was my number 4. Amazing Lego game. Possibly the best Lego game until the new Star Wars game comes out next year. The Lego Star Wars, that is.
All right, my number 3 is Star Wars Battlefront.
Oh God,
we
I didn't even put that on my honorary mention. How'd I miss that?
I don't know, but that's embarrassing for you.
Oh.
We had a lot of fun with this game too. It doesn't have couch co-op, which sucks, but I don't 100% suck at it, and it's kind of fun when you get good enough that you can play like the high level characters like Yoda or Luke Skywalker. But I like it because it's like an objective based type shooter, which I prefer to just running around with no objective.
Well, the objective is to kill the other people.
Well, I mean, yes, but I'm not good at that all the time. So the actual objectives are more fun. But this game was fun. I had fun with this.
Damn it, I'm mad I missed that now. Yes, because that is a good game. The environments, the visuals, they use the EA's engine. What the hell is that called? Frostbite. They use it obviously for the Battlefield games as well. Those are visually amazing environments for what they've done. I'm very excited for the next game by them being, was it 2043? I think is the next release. Not the year that the game is called that. Anyways, confusion. Moving on. Trevor.
All right. My top 3 I struggled with. So all these are pretty much could be number 1, but this is just the order I put them in for now. Number 3 is Uncharted: The Nathan Drake Collection.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't play them originally. I didn't play them until this came out, but I played them all in a row, and I played them like within like a 3-week period. I think I just beat all of them, and they were great. If you haven't played them, definitely pick this up and play all 3 of them.
It is. These were all available on the PS Plus as well. There's a lot of that tonight. Talk about some great games. Here's the thing. Game Pass wins. PlayStation Plus destroys games with gold. Hands down.
Sometimes they have some stinkers, but
They both do, yes. But if you were to compare the overall, almost all the top games for PlayStation have been given away on PlayStation Plus at some point.
And then I know I'm fanboy here, but it's just because they have so many much better exclusives.
It's setting them up for
I
you.
know.
Here's a home run. Here, I'm giving you a home run, Trevor.
Yes, that is the only reason that the PlayStation Plus has that, is so much ahead of games with gold. I know God of War and Spider-Man both have been PlayStation Plus, right? I paid for both of them, so
Spider-Man, I don't believe so because it's not. I don't believe so. I think anything directly under PlayStation Studios has been. I don't believe Spider-Man has yet. I could be wrong. At launch of the PS5, they gave away a handful too. For being, I think it was like 20 games or something for adopters.
Yeah, I don't remember what those were, but I think I had most of them already. So
I think Spider-Man was not just because of the re-release recently with the Miles Morales. I think that's why they refrained from doing that.
But yes, the Uncharted Nathan Drake collection is very much worth it if you didn't get it free. But if it got it free, it's even, a bigger plus. Free is always good. But all 3 games are amazing. The 4th game is also really good and amazing. Definitely play those if you have a PlayStation 4 and like that type of game.
I agree 100%. The reason that I was so excited to get a PlayStation 3 was for Metal Gear Solid 4, Little Big Planet, and the Uncharted games. That's what drew me away from my 360 at that time. So yes, hands down, Uncharted, fantastic games. My number 3 is Super Mario Maker. You established a lot of the stuff. You guys talked about that already. I can't give it enough credit. It's Mario. You get to make your own Mario game. It has infinite replayability. Again, I'm reiterating what was said, but these are facts. This is the truth, and that's what makes the experience so fun. If you like Mario, you're gonna like this game. Who hated this game? I don't know anyone that did. I'm sure there were negative reviews out there because the internet. But it's a difficult game to hate. The only critical feedback could be just adding more tools, or they didn't include Mario 2 into consideration as far as a layout option, or they missed another favorite thing from a Mario franchise. Those are the little critiques you could pick out, but
small things.
Yeah, it's not a deal.
There's always something you can nitpick on any game.
Exactly, but no, Super Mario Maker is fantastic. Fantastic. That's my number 3.
I don't remember. Is Mario 2 available in Maker 2?
There are aspects of it, but not the core design of it, from my knowledge. It might be now.
It got a lot of hate anyway.
Which I don't understand.
It.
That's one of my favorite
that.
Marios.
I wouldn't put it as one of my favorite. Mario 3 is probably my favorite, but I did like it.
Well, I think a lot of people hated it because it wasn't a proper sequel. If you know the backstory, it's a rip-off of Doki Doki Panic.
Yeah, and they just slapped it because they thought what became the Lost Levels was too hard for our Americans.
They're not wrong. Have you played that game?
Yeah, I beat it. It was hard, but it was great. I played it on the Mario All-Stars.
Yep.
Which was great.
Which was the first time we ever got that here in the West, was in that bundle.
Yes.
But yeah, damn difficult game, Lost Levels. But yeah, that's the brief story.
The original Mario game was a little difficult too.
Oh, hell yeah, it was. There were certain levels that were nearly unbeatable. Some of those jumps that you have to land on the one square in those gaps.
Yep.
And then the luck-based system in World 8 and some... Oh, no, that's Mario 3. Yeah, it's not easy. And then the pathway, too, in the Bowser's Castle at the end of Koopa, at the end of 8, where you had to figure out the pattern.
Yep.
Or you'd run out of time. But yeah, great stuff. Mario, one of the best franchises of all time.
Yeah, for me, I think Zelda beats it out, but I would put it at solid number 2 for me.
My favorite game is a Zelda game, but I think I would lean towards Mario being the best consistent franchise. Lana, what you got for number 2?
My number 2 is Lego Jurassic World.
Do.
I've already talked about I love to. I think you mentioned no one dies. They just get hurt, they escape, or they miraculously survive instead. And I love the huge like home base area that you kind of run around in before you hit the levels. I think this is one of the ones that first ones that introduced that, or it's one of the newest iterations where they have that versus you just going into every level or whatever. It was fun.
Good game. Good job. Good job. What you got for number 2?
My number 2 is Batman Arkham Knight.
Oh.
And I love the fighting style. I love gliding around as Batman. The story was good. And I had a lot of fun with it. And yeah.
I'm sad that they're done with the Batman games for now. What are they? They're working on, what was it? Not Suicide. Was it Suicide Squad game? Are they the ones doing the next Suicide Squad?
I'm not sure. They're making the I can't remember that game. It's a multiplayer game. We play as Robin, Nightwing, Batgirl, or Batwoman.
This is Rocksteady, right?
Yeah, it's like Gotham Knights, I think. Yeah, it's Gotham Knights, the new game. I don't know if that is Rocksteady or not.
Trying to remember. We all have the internet in front
I'm
of us.
looking it up.
I was say we all have the internet. Gotham Knights is Batman. Who's doing the Suicide Squad game then? Because I thought it was them.
It's WB Games Montreal.
So WB Games is the one that did Arkham Origins. They're doing Gotham Knights? That's the team that did Arkham Origins, which is actually a great game, but everyone crapped on it because it wasn't considered as good as the other Arkham games.
Rocksteady is doing Suicide Squad.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Which looked hilarious. Have you seen the trailer for it?
Yeah, I have. That was where they're on top of the building and Superman shows up.
In the Captain Boomerang hits him in the head.
Yeah. But I mean, obviously a teaser trailer, we don't have much other than that, but I think it's going to be a really fun game if it continues with their style that they've introduced on the Arkham games.
Yeah, and it's not until next year.
Yeah.
The earliest, which will probably get pushed back.
I was going to say, I don't see that being next year, especially with no updates and everything happening in the world. Same with Gotham Knights. I don't see that. Like Gotham, I have faith that Gotham Knights would be great too, because again, the team that did Arkham Origins, that was a fantastic game.
Gotham Knights, the only criticism I think is I have so far from what I've seen is that they have 4 characters, but it's only going to be 2-player.
Interesting approach.
I'm like, why can't we all have 4 people play? That would be great, you know?
Yeah, that's weird.
Could do that as a community night. I mean, you could still do it with 2 people, but
it's not the same.
You have the streamer and one other person.
Yeah. I wonder if that'll be a thing they change. I don't design games, so I don't know how significant that is. Batman says they're big into Nightwing, so they're going to love Gotham Knights. Yeah, like I said, I have no doubts. I think it'll probably be a good game. What do we got? My number 2?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
This will come as no surprise. Maybe it will. My number 2 is Halo 5 Guardians. While my
honorable mention.
My biggest critique to this game is the story was not great. Everything else about the game was. It has the best multiplayer experience in the franchise to date. The gameplay mechanics, the shooting, the speed of the game, everything about it is fun. And I'm sad after playing the tech demo of Infinite that they got rid of the booster or the thruster pack to dodge away from things. Because I was trying to do that while playing the tech demo for Infinite, and it is not a thing in that demo, and it probably is not a thing in the game. And once you've learned how to do that to dodge grenades and dodge gunfire, to have that taken away from you is going to be rough. And it was rough. I was getting destroyed by bots in a tech demo. Bots that teabagged, by the way. What's up with that? But yes, Halo 5 Guardians, didn't love the story, but I get the significance of why they did what they did. And like Lana said, they took away co-op on the same console when her and I had played the entire franchise together up to this point. We could play it still, we just had to be in different rooms.
And have two systems.
Which we do have, so. But
yeah.
I'm surprised Lana isn't rejoicing that, having me away from her for a little while.
Never.
Yeah, say that on air. Holy, dropping bombs, making their presence known.
Yowie wowie!
Yowie wowie indeed. 2,000-bit donation from Cody King. Thank you. Hip hip.
Hooray!
Hooray.
Thanks, man.
Cody just wants to book another pay-per-view.
I think so. He would be booking the Halloween one. Not on Halloween, but the few days before Halloween. He's already doing Fall Brawl at the end of this month. Just making sure that black and white dominates, I guess. But thank you. They get you 20 more entries. You know, in all honesty, I think he wants that damn console. He's ready for a Series X. I'm ready for him to have one.
Just
What do
have
we
to find it.
You know, in all honesty, the Xboxes are slightly easier to find than the PlayStations are. I see them
Hi, Cody.
going available more often than the PlayStations do. Hi, Cody.
We're at number 1 for Lana.
We are at number 1. You're just in time to hear our number 1 picks for 2015 as we close out the shows tonight. Drum roll for Lana.
Can you guess what it is?
The Sims 17.
Good guess. The Elder Scrolls Online.
Boo.
What do you mean, boo?
I'm sorry, I don't love it.
Who on you? Ew, God.
She said ew.
Yeah, you are, in the beginning, you have been sacrificed to Molag Bal, and you have to get your soul back. That's the point of the game. You basically run around Tamriel and do a whole bunch of missions. It is super de-duper fun, and I still play it today.
She said super de-duper. I'm going to guess Trevor's.
What's it?
I'm going to go with The Witcher for you.
No, it's Halo 5.
What?
I'm just kidding. It is The Witcher 3.
Oh,
Wow.
look at that. I know Trevor better than I know my wife.
I put hours into this game. Lots of hours. I don't think I beat all the DLCs, and I need to do that, but I did beat the main game and at least one of the DLCs, and I was doing all the side quests and all the crap you can do in that game. And it's like Skyrim. There's hundreds of hours in the game you can do, and maybe it's not as big as Skyrim, okay, but it's up there.
It's close. It's close. Let me ask you.
And this was the first Witcher game I played.
And you know, all transparency, that's the first one I played too. I went back and played 2 and didn't enjoy it because 3 was better, but it's the first one I played. Did you admire the wind and the trees blowing?
I enjoyed the effect, you know. I like little touches in games like that, and you can also see wind-like stuff in Ghost of Tsushima. You just because you got the petals flying everywhere. So
Yep.
yeah, wind effects are really cool in games. But yeah, this was just one of those games you can just spend hours and hours and hours on and still not complete everything.
Are you a master of Gwent?
No, didn't do a lot of.
I didn't either. They had their own downloadable game too afterwards of just Gwent that you could play.
get so mad at games like that, like little card games and stuff in there. Like, what was it? Final Fantasy 10, I want to say, or 9. One of those two that had a card game, and it starts off so easy at first, and then by the end, it's like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm just gonna throw this card down there.
Yeah, I think 9 had one, and I think 10 you also collected them from the different Blitzball players.
Yeah, and 14, the MMO one, they have a card game that I have never touched.
That's the only Final Fantasy I've never played, by the way.
You can play the level 50 for free right now. I mean, I think it's just all the time thing now if you wanted to.
Nah, because then I'll want to keep going, and I don't want to spend money on it. So
yeah, it's a fun game, but if you're not into the Final Fantasy or the MMO stuff, then it's not probably for you.
It's the time.
Though.
It's the time thing, really. It wouldn't be worth the investment.
Yeah. Well, like I said, you can play for free.
Yeah.
Get the 50 on the character. You can have all the classes on one character too.
Maybe I'll hop on one of these days. Maybe.
Really cool for an MMO. The only thing you can't do some things on a free account. You can't actually message people, I don't think, unless they're your friend, and you can't join the alliance guild. I forget. It's every game is different. You know, oh, it's an alliance in this. Oh, it's a guild in this. Oh, it's a free company in that. Actually, is what it's called. Like, can we just one name for the group of people you're with?
Well, you can if it's trademarked. That way, they have their own thing. I think the classes where you can be any class was a thing that was introduced in Final Fantasy 13 as well, minus obviously the creation of that stuff in 3 or 4 with the jobs. But in 13, after so many hours into the game, you break away from what your character is designed to be, and then you can start leveling certain aspects and then mold the character into something else. But at that point, it's like 20 plus hours in. You've already spent so much time leveling as a specific character type that the character is. It sucks to try to navigate away from that to try to make them something that they're potentially not designed to be, even though you can.
Oh, with 14, you just completely you go back to level 1, but you got your character, and you can just easily switch between your classes. Even like the crafting system is a completely level-based thing. You switch to that. You're not in one of your like damaging class or healing class, whatever. You just are a miner. But they have ways so you can just walk around without getting attacked.
One of these days, I will try it out. That way I can say, once again, I've played every Final Fantasy. I don't know how soon.
Play the remake of 7?
I do. I have the remake on PS5.
I love that game.
Lana actually got
I haven't bought the second one, but I need to.
The Intragrade?
Yeah. Because I loved Final Fantasy VII original, and I loved the remake, even though I was like, not turn-based.
Yeah, but it works. It works fun. So well.
It does. It's fun, and having the computer control the other guys, but you can still make them do something. Yeah,
it was a smart system. I'm excited for what they do with the rest of the story. Lana, on his number 1 pick, have you played The Witcher yet? I've said you should a million times.
I think I started The Witcher 3, and I might have played it for like an hour or 2, but I don't think I've touched it since then.
Just not your thing, or just?
No, it was. I just didn't have time for it when I started it. I think I started it around the time that Atticus was like really starting to move around, I guess. Or, I mean, 2015 would have been close to when he was born. So
yeah, it was the year he was born.
Yeah, I just don't think I had the time. I'd be interested in going back to play it, but I just haven't.
It's on the Switch. We have it on the Switch. So it's not the best experience on the Switch, but it's playable.
You probably have it on PlayStation as well, since it was a free game.
We do, yep. And we have it on Xbox because it was on Game Pass. So We have multiple ways
Well,
to
if it's
play
on
it.
Xbox, I could always play it up here, yeah.
Which, you mentioning the year Atticus was born. Yes, he was born in November of 2015, which segues me to my number one game. Can anyone guess? It came out the week he was born.
Oh, yeah. I remember talking about it. You were going to be off work for 2 weeks, and I was like, yeah, you're not playing video games. But I don't remember what it was.
I did play video games.
Yeah, you did. But I don't remember what the game was, no.
Trevor, any guesses?
Oh, it's Fallout 4. I mean, it's Fallout 4.
Oh, yep. My number one is Fallout 4, indeed. Absolutely loved this game. Still love this game. Mechanics are still, not the best. It's not as fluid as a shooter, but you do have the VAT system in it for your targeting and stuff. I love post-apocalyptic stuff. I loved Fallout 3. So Fallout 4 I felt was going to be a no-brainer for me to enjoy, and I loved it. I love the setting that it's in. The expansion packs were great. The storytelling, the world building, the exploration, the bases that you first got, which they expanded upon in Fallout 76, which is a much-to-be-desired game. I've heard it's been improved, but, it gave me a bad taste. But Fallout 4, fantastic game. Loved it, and I'm excited for the future of the franchise. I hope they do something, big for their next installment. But Fallout 4 is possibly my favorite in the series, and I did sink a bunch of time. It came out 2 days before Atticus was born, and we spent, 3, 4, 5 days in the hospital? I'm trying to remember. It was a Wednesday, Wednesday through a Sunday? Wednesday through Saturday. We were back Saturday night, right? Did I lose you?
What happened?
Did I lose you guys? Did you not hear me at all?
I heard you.
Lana,
I didn't hear. Like you cut out a little bit, so I didn't hear everything that you said. Sorry.
Oh, I said the game came out a couple days before Atticus. We went to the hospital, Wednesday, and got back Saturday?
Yes, I believe so.
So I got the game. I started it and played a little bit of it, and then both of us were working up until the day we went to the hospital. So, I didn't get to do, a late-night session with the game when I first got it because I had to go to work. And then we had to go to the hospital. So, obviously very exciting for son. But at the same time, it's man, I still have 2 weeks ahead of me on this, time off of work to help out, obviously, with the baby, but then also get lost in this world. So I'm eager to get him home happy, healthy, and safe. But at the same time, I'm also eager to get him home to play some more Fallout. I put a lot of hours.
With you holding the baby while you got the controller in your hand, and you're just
Well, that's the thing. There was not much. We didn't know. It was our first kid. There was not much for me to do other than help get her things that she needed because she was pretty much bedridden and couldn't be mobile. So I was doing laundry. I was taking care of food, laundry, all that kind of stuff. But that stuff is busy work for a short period of time. And then you're just not doing much because a newborn sleeps the vast majority of the time. Or when it's needed, it needs a diaper change, which is quick, or a feeding, which she was doing. So, I was just kind of there as a support team member for her to get things that she needed. And then I played video games for 2 weeks. So, it wasn't a bad deal. Having a kid as a man's not that bad a deal. Lana, on the other hand. You okay? You still with us?
I'm here. I'm just ready to go to bed. Not gonna lie. It is almost 11 o'clock. I am tired.
We're slowly losing her. But that is my number one pick, though, for 2015. We've shared a lot of exciting stories, a lot of fun moments. Any other memories from 2015 that you guys want to share?
My son was born.
He was.
I've met that son.
You have. You also scared him that one time, you and your brother. I don't think he realized you were as tall as you were when you stood up.
I've met the other son, just not since he is mobile or can recognize people.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Damn pandemic. We haven't been able to have people over in quite a while. Soon.
Hopefully.
Well, I mean, we're all vaccinated, so maybe the Christmas special this year we can plan something safely.
Cody can drive here.
That's a long drive for like a 2-hour show.
We'll make it a long show then.
All right, 3-hour show, 12-hour drive. We'll figure something out. We got time to plan. It's September here in 2021. We got a few months. Who knows what the world will be like in a few months.
Cody, if you agree to that, say nothing in chat.
Oh, he said nothing.
Good man.
Nothing from nothing means nothing. But you gotta have something. Ladies and gentlemen, though, I want to thank everyone for listening, watching, whatever you've done. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Let the people know we exist. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. We have a Discord. Thunder, thank you. You're a good listener. He's a good show to us. You're the best, Thunder.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys hanging out with us. I know it's not the most fun thing for some to listen to. I don't know. Some people might like listening to our lists. Personally, I enjoy making lists, so this is fun for me. Hopefully somebody gets appreciation out of the work that we do, putting these things together. Each episode for me, for prep, takes about 2 hours. So it's compiling the artwork and then sifting through and deciding the list. So it's a little bit of prep work, not too terribly bad, but to me it's worth it. It's fun to have these and look back at them. Time for bed for Batman, 3:45 there. Man, yeah, you get to bed. We need to get Lana to bed too, so we're gonna digress.
These years weren't bad for me. The first time I was on here, it was like I did not play anything.
Yes, some years were more difficult than others. These were pretty straightforward, and I think they'll continue to be for the last few years we have left. This will become an annual show, obviously, or as we're running out of years. Next week, we'll be doing the next 2 years, so 2016, 2017. And then as we head into October, we'll do 18, 19, and then we'll have one last one for 20. This year's Christmas episode will include 2021, so this year's. There's conversation that we might be segueing into the music and movies side of things, so making top 10 lists of top 10 albums from 2000 and top 10 movies from 2000, and then going on each year, again, up to current. As the original All the Good Culture series was all of these things combined that we just kind of pointed out and talked about significant things that came out in those years. We also talked about comic books, we talked about wrestling, and other things that were significant in those years in pop culture. So now this is just a more expanded, elaborate version of the original concept from the 90s that we started all those episodes ago. But anyways, thank you all for hanging out. Lana, if you're still awake, thank you for being with us. Trevor, thank you for being with us. Of course, catch Trevor and Cody on the Nerds of Wrestling podcast. Do yourself a favor if you like wrestling. Give them a listen. Chat with them. Let them know your thoughts. It's exciting time. As Cody put it, it's fun again. And check them out to hear why they think that, as a lot of things is happening in the world of wrestling right now. And at NAW, it is another one out there that's doing big things.
Yes.
They're finally getting on NAW's level, is what I'm being told. About time, people. About time. But for real, though, thank you all for joining. This has been episode 130 of The Dosage, the year 2015 in gaming. So until next time, everybody, take care and good night.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.